Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. Today I am filming this video to just teach you how to make a very basic bar of soap, and just with the bare minimum of tools that you would need. So this is definitely for the beginner, like the absolute beginner, because we're leaving colorants out and we're leaving essential oils and fragrances out. We're leaving swirls out and all that jazz. We are just getting down to the basics. So if you've never made soap before, this video is for you. It's really easy. You're gonna love making it. Once you make your first batch, I'm pretty sure that I could safely say you're gonna wanna make a second one. So this is the best way to start, just doing something really simple. It's gonna be a very conditioning bar of soap that we're going to be making, and it'll make about 9 bars depending on what mold you're using. If you're using one of the 2-pound rectangular molds off of Amazon, it'll give you 9 bars. Now you could be making littler soaps like in silicone molds. These are probably 2 to 3 ounce molds, and this will give you even more than that. So there's going to be 37 ounces in the recipe that I'm going to be providing you with in the next video. But for now, let's just talk about the basics that you're going to need. So you will need, starting out, a scale. Now it doesn't have to be a fancy scale, but definitely make sure it's working. And you don't have to have a scale like I do. I got this later on for soap making, and this is a more expensive one. It's a Katie 8000, and it measures in grams also, but you can just have a scale that measures in ounces. That's fine. And then PPE gear, your protective gear here. You're gonna want gloves, you're gonna want some kind of mask, and I did upgrade to one of these just because lye is not very good to breathe in when it's going through the chemical process of saponification. You do not want to be breathing it in, as it can burn your throat. I've experienced that before. It's not fun. So you definitely want to make sure that your window's open, your vents on, even in your stove. I always do that, and all kids and animals are out of the room. And then one more thing you'd want is your eyewear. You don't want to splash any chemicals in your eyes. Lye is corrosive, so you definitely want to make sure that you are protecting your skin. You know, wear a long sleeve shirt, and wear gloves, keep your face covered, keep your hair up, put it in a sloppy bun or something, or if you're a man, you don't have to worry about that if you have short hair. If you have long hair, just tie it back. One more thing I don't want to forget to tell you. So you do need mixing bowls. When you're starting out, you want to have 3 mixing bowls. You want to have one to measure out your water in, and then you want to have another to measure out your lye in. And then you want to make sure that these have the recycling code number 2 and 5, one of those on the bottom, and they are supposed to be the kind of plastic that withholds chemicals. So for soap making, it'll be fine if you have number 2 and 5. It shouldn't eat through. If you're gonna use something less than that, just be careful and don't continue using it. Like, it'll start wearing, you'll see that, and then you want to dispose of it. You just want to make sure you're being safe. So yeah, have one separate container for lye, one separate container for your water, and then you're gonna have another container to mix your oils and your lye in. You want to have a spatula, and you can actually use this for mixing your lye water. I do that sometimes, and I'll rinse it off, and then I'll use it again for my lye and oils. That's fine. You want an infrared thermometer, because you want to be able to see what temperature your oils are at, and also what temperature your lye is at. During the soap making process, you're going to want to try to get your oil and lye within 10 degrees of each other, and also within about 90 to 120 degrees. somewhere in that range, and both of them being within 10 degrees. So some soapers like to soap at a higher temperature of 120. Others like to keep it lower at 90. You further into your soap making, you will start to understand why. It depends on sometimes if you're working with honey or if you're working with fast setting fragrances that's going to make your batter set up faster. There's a lot of different aspects that go into it, and reasons why you would want to soap at a lower temperature versus a higher, vice versa. So then for your very basic soap making, you are going to want olive oil, coconut oil. You can find these anywhere. You can find these at your local Kroger, Fred Meyer, Aldi's, Safeway, Costco. I do have it. I got this one from, this is Crafter's Choice, and I have a few of these big bottles, which has been nice, and a big jar of coconut oil. And you know, when you're moving on, you can go to some place like Wholesale Supplies Plus or Bulk Apothecary. There's a lot of different places you can order from in more of a bulk. But if you're just starting out, just get it from your kitchen cupboard or your local grocery store. That's fine. Lye. So this I get from my local Ace Hardware. I've always done it. You can order it online, but really it just works out great for me because I just call them in and I say, you know, I want like 6 of these jars. They're like $3 to $4 each. I think they've gone up to $4, and they'll just bring it out to my car, and you don't have to wait for shipping or anything like that. So I would just prefer to go into my local Ace Hardware for that. Then the next thing you'll need is a mixing stick. So this is an immersion blender, and you can find these for like $25 even, I think, unless they've gone up. I know a lot of prices have gone up, but $25, $30, $35 you could find a good one for. And I think this one was probably like $30, so not bad. There's a little bit of an investment, but it's worth it. And then, you know, even if you don't end up selling this, you can give these as gifts, these bars of soap. You can keep them for yourself, and instead of buying the beautiful bars at the store, you can make them for yourself if you want, or give them away from Christmas presents, whatever. So this is messy. It's just from soap and activated charcoal and things like that, but it's clean. So I have a loaf of soap in here now, but something like this, I think I got a 2-pack on Amazon for about $20, if that. You can even just get one, and it's probably like, I don't know, $9 or something like that, $10. So that's a 2-pound loaf. And then, like, even at your local Fred Meyer or Kroger, there are oftentimes silicone molds for ice cubes and things like that. You can just pick one of those up if you want to make little bars of soap. But if you're going to do 37 ounces, you're going to want a few of these, because this is not going to hold that much. So that is pretty much all you need for soap making. The only other thing would be either a microwave or your stovetop. So for cold process soap making, you're going to want to, you know, have a way to heat up your oils. So the olive oil is a harder oil, and you're going to want to heat it up also so that it's within that 10 degrees of the lye. And you can either do that with a pot or on your stovetop or the microwave in a bowl. So that is all you need for this basic soap making, and I will be filming the next video to show you what the recipe is and exactly how to make the soap. I'm going to film myself making the soap, and you can follow along and just push pause and play at your heart's desire. So I really hope you give this a try. It's really fun. I'm so glad that I tried it. I loved it so much that I made my own business, and I was in markets, and I'm planning on, I moved from Oregon to Tennessee, so I'm planning on reopening my business this year and starting a market here. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I do, and please try it out. It won't disappoint.